Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another daily live stream. How's everyone doing today? It's cold here today in Chicago. Honestly, it's cold and it's dreary outside. The sun's not out, or at least it wasn't before I came in the office. I'm in an office with no windows. I'll just be honest, I'm not feeling it today. I really am not feeling it today. But I'm here, and that's what's important is that I continue to show up. And I'm glad so many of you are in here today showing up for yourselves. I love that. I love that. And I know that if all of you can be here, I can be here too. So before I continue, Maggie May for the good, Mandla Elmadas. Who else is in here? Lynn, Babita, Tanisha, Deja, Happy Bunny, Kevin, Randall, peace to all, Shauna, GYSD, Margaret from Facebook, Willis. Did I say Tanya? Hi, Tanya. If I said it twice, well, then it's twice. Sleck, Nina, Aqua, Ronnie, BIH. Nice to see you. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. I love that people are in here sharing their accountability. This is another accountability live stream. What's an accountability live stream? It's where I share how my journey is going. I've been doing this now for 700 plus days. I've been doing this for quite some time. And in the last, I think, almost 80 days, I have been live streaming daily to share my accountability, to share what my progress looks like. For many of you who are here, I see you sharing your accountability. Please continue to do so. If you're new here, I see some names I haven't seen before. April, Andy, Blue Ocean, hello. Astaria, am I saying that right? Astaria, hello. Nicole, Sharika, welcome, welcome. Share with us, share what your journey looks like. I'm actually going to take some time and I'm going to go through chat and read a couple things and see how some people are doing. I think it's really important that we know that we're working together, figuring things out. I've been doing this for a long time, and it's not like 700 plus days into it, I have it all figured out. It's going to take time to really nail a lot of what I'm doing down. And even if I think I have it controlled, I know that I'll get thrown a curveball, and some days will be better, some days won't. But it's the accountability that keeps me going. Ocean ABC, hello. Angie, hello. Nice to see you, Angie. Welcome, welcome. So I'm going to scroll up here. We're going to talk about a couple things. Maggie May shares broke at 44 hours. Congrats on the 44-hour fast. Enjoyed a healthy carnivore lunch. Reset my timer. Planning on going until noon on Tuesday. How long is that, Maggie May? That's about, that's a 96, right? 4-day. Keep us posted, Maggie May. And remember, if it doesn't get to 4 days, if it's 3, if it's even a 23-hour, show up, share with us. Remember, everyone, this isn't just to share anytime we're completely successful. This is also to share when we're struggling, when we're having a difficult time, and how we're able to still show up for ourselves regardless. No more walking away, no more starting until Monday, no more waiting until tomorrow. I know there are probably some people who are here right now on a Friday. Maybe you're just going to wait till Monday. Maybe you're not even here because why even bother? I'm just going to start on Monday, which means for the rest of the weekend, you're just going to not take care of yourself at all, be completely unaware not hold yourself responsible for good, healthy habits, it's time to stop waiting till Monday. Time to stop starting over. Time to stop procrastinating, because I think that's what many of us do. Maggie, keep us posted on your journey. Thanks for sharing with us. For the good says, stuck to my clean refeed at the concert yesterday. That's amazing. Today was a 20%-ish day. Had a big bowl of Greek yogurt, some grass-fed beef with eggs and veggies, toast with jam and butter. Ended my refeed with 3 peanut butter cookies. Wasn't perfect, but I had a bit of what my body needed and a bit of what I wanted. Perfect balance. Timer hit. So many wins when it comes to this. This is for the good. Actually going to a concert yesterday and having a good clean refeed, which is hard for someone like me when I'm going out to a social event. Usually for me, it means I'm going to eat. But then also having the day after and finding balance. Not just, okay, I'm going to eat the cleanest. This is the only thing that matters. Or I'm going to fast for 7 days and this is the only thing that matters. Remember, this is about working on every single weight loss lever in your tool belt, working on your fasting, working on the way you eat, working on your exercise. For the good, thank you for sharing with us. Thank you. Thank you. Congrats on finding balance and hoping that you continue to find that as we keep pushing on our journey. Mandla says, hello, fasting family. Today is day 10 of ADF. I'm currently 26 hours fasted. Congrats, Mandla, on keeping the ADF down. Keep us posted on how you're doing. Congrats on all the success. I love that for you. Elmatis shares, accountability check, fasted 19 hours until the morning. Had lunch. I'm now 6 hours in. Today, a bit of a struggle because of a migraine, but I'm finding balance in a routine and it helps. I love that for you, Elmatis. I'm sorry you're having a migraine. I can't even imagine how difficult it might be to be in a fast during that time. Hopefully, you're giving yourself time to just relax, because I know when I get sick and I'm not feeling well, I'm at a place now where if I'm fasting, I can stay fasted. I just am completely resting at that point. I'm just lounging on the couch or in a bed with a ton of blankets over me. And hopefully that migraine it'll dissipate soon, is what I'm trying to say. Keep us posted, Almadas. Thank you for sharing. Sorry, just reading through. Deja says, made it to day 5, finished my dry fast yesterday, but needed water today to be able to complete it. Still a huge win, getting through your dry fast and not succumbing to be like, well, I can't do this, time to eat. So you switch to water. You're still fasting. You're keeping it moving. My cravings were bad. I survived meal prepping 2 entrees and 2 desserts last night. I feel elite. And this is something that Deja talked about. Yesterday, Deja had to prepare food. Imagine, many of us, I myself, I'm so lucky. I don't have to prepare food for anyone. I don't have to deal with food until it's time for me to eat. So a huge win. Deja says, I have my refeed meal prep for late tonight. Eggs, butter bites, steak strips, bacon. Almost 60 days on carnivore with no cheating. Wow, that's amazing. Congrats to you. Some days I overate, but still stuck to carnivore. Also hit all my workouts this week. Again, working on other levers outside of just fasting, working on the diet, working on the exercise. That's the first time in almost 3 years I've actually stayed consistent with working out. I love that for you, Deja. And it makes me wonder, how are you able to keep this going? What is helping you get there? Share with other people. If the accountability is helpful, share that so other people feel motivated to be like, yeah, if the accountability is helpful for you in that way, maybe other people can see that and be like, maybe this is something I can try. Thank you for sharing with us. Kevin says, hi fam, 89 hours into 108 hours. Congrats on being 89 hours in. I'm in the home stretch. Hit the gym this morning. Glucose was 99 ketones, 0.4 down from yesterday. This is usually a bad sign. I'm getting sick. Makes sense with the kids. Congrats on being on your fast. Hopefully you aren't getting sick. I'll keep my fingers crossed, but keep us posted. It still sounds like you're able to still fast and do what you need to do. So please keep us posted. You're still working out in the morning, doing a ton of great for yourself. Please, like I said, let us know how you're doing. Randall says, hello, Jerome. Just completed a back-to-back ADF, down to my lowest weight since junior high school. I was 225 pounds, went down to 217, which was amazing. I got to 210. I love that for you, Randall. Congratulations. Congrats. What's next for you then? Is it still to keep pushing that weight down? What's your goal weight? Thank you for sharing with us. Congrats on the success with that, Randall. I love that. Peace to all. Says, I'm 46 hours into a fast. Would love to hit 100. Well, congrats on 46. Keep us posted on the 100. I haven't done a 100-hour fast in, how long has it been? It's been a minute since I've done anything over 100 hours. It's been months, I think. Keep us posted. Peace to all. And here's Happy Bunny sharing. And this is why I'm talking about sharing the good with the bad, because many of us think that we're just here to talk about our wins all day, every day, when in reality, we need to show up for ourselves even when we have difficult times. Happy Bunny says, I had a wobble, fantasizing about binging and counting how many days I'd have to not eat so I could eat what I was fantasizing about. I broke my fast, had tuna and kimchi, and I also had lunch. So to me, it sounds like you found control instead of completely going off the rails. I think you did add another comment on here. I think it's a win. It's definitely a win. I didn't give in. I tried my best to have some nourishment and managed to get some space from the thoughts. And you absolutely did. So congrats to you, Happy Bunny. It's really important to see the good with the bad, because I'm telling you, when people share the struggles, I know it resonates with others as well. Letty just donated $2. Letty with the super chat. Hi, Letty. Welcome. Letty with the $2 super chat. Thank you for the support. Says, we'll probably miss the live tomorrow, but go Cubs. Absolutely. We're tied now. We're tied. We're back in it. Letty, thank you for the $2 donation. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the support. And yes, go Cubs. Go Cubs. Thank you again, Letty. Thank you so much. I'm going to scroll back up here. I probably lost my place. I might not be able to find my place here, but if I miss anything, I apologize. I know I can't get through everyone's chat, but I want to at least make sure I cover a couple people in here. BIH says, this is my first ever ADF, 24 hours in, and it's still going well. Congrats on being a day in. I weigh 100 kg, but want to get down to around 82. I love this channel. It's giving me strength. I love that for you, BIH. At the same time, for you to get through your first ever ADF, huge win, huge win. How are you feeling? Remember, it doesn't mean that after this ADF, you have to do another ADF and another ADF, and then the next one has to be longer. It can be if you want. I just want people to remember to give themselves grace, practice imperfect consistency. It doesn't mean that every fast has to be as long or longer. Just because I did rolling 90s for 5 months doesn't mean that you have to do something equally as hard. Do what works for you. Remember, the name of the game here is sustainability. You want to make this last. You want it to be long-term. You want to carry good, healthy habits with you for the rest of your life. Thank you for sharing, BIH. I appreciate the kind words as well. It means a lot to me that you find this channel helpful, that you're able to find success with what you're doing. Congrats again. Congrats. I'm just scrolling down here to see if there are any other. And Angie says down another 2 pounds. Congrats, Angie. Angie and I, we work pretty closely. Angie has been finding success working on the all or nothing part, remembering that there are many other levers to work on outside of just fasting, right, Angie? So I love that for you, Angie. Congrats. Congrats on being down another 2. Hi, Miss Peaceful One. Nice to see you. I was going to try to pronounce this. I was going to say Cuptati, maybe. Currently at 84 hours of a 96. I'm struggling, not going to lie. 12 hours, 12 hours. Keep yourself busy. Stay here. Get support from other people in here. At the same time, think about these questions as you are nearing your 96-hour fast. Number 1, are you truly hungry? Do you need to eat right now? Can you still function like a normal human being? Can you still get out of bed just fine? Maybe it's a matter of taking some electrolytes, having a 0-calorie drink. If you're keeping it clean and pure water, well, that's on you. But would you rather make sure you prolong it to 96 or break early? So just remember, you have other options at bay. But keep us posted if you're able to get to that 96. I love that for you. Thank you for sharing with us. There are a lot of new names here that I'm not used to seeing. Gamer says, Jerome, love you so much. Hey, I appreciate the kind words. I've had so many 70-hour fasts now. I'm getting much healthier with every fast. Much love from Germany. Gamer 76, thank you for the kind words. Thank you for sharing with us. I love that you're able to get into 70 hours. And here's the thing too. When Gamer says something like 70-hour fast, look at that number. It's 70. I know, and I had this conversation with someone yesterday that I was coaching. Do not worry about if it's 24, 48, 72, 96. I think there are so many people who are hung up on a specific number. I do 42s, 65s, and 90s. Those are my numbers. It's not like I got it from a book. I made up those numbers because that's what worked for me in terms of my refeeding window. Sometimes people are like, I have to do at least 24, 48, 72, 96. When in reality, do you? Do you really? Because somebody on the internet told you? Remember, this is about being flexible. This is about practicing imperfect consistency. You do not have to adhere to a specific number because everyone else said so. You have to do what works for you. Nobody told me to do 90-hour fasts, 65s, 42s. Nobody told me to eat 6,000, 7,000 calories. I did it because it's what worked for me then. When I eat now and I'm eating 3,000 calories or maybe 4,000 calories, or some days when I'm able to keep it under 3,000, it's not because somebody told me to do it. I am figuring my journey out. Remember, you have to figure out what works for you that can be sustainable for you. Who cares what somebody else says? When in reality, you have to figure out, I need to do this for me, nobody else. Is it working for me? Yes or no? And if it is, carry on. If you're having difficulties, tweak, optimize, be accountable, practice imperfect consistency. Thank you, Gamer76. I know I was kind of going off of a tangent there, but hopefully that strikes a chord for some other people. I'm just gonna see if there's anything else on here. GYS says, I'm 22 hours into an open-ended fast, trying to make this successful following a vacation. I hope for 48 hours at least. Keep us posted. Congrats on being 22 hours in. If some of you are wondering what an open-ended fast is, an open-ended fast is you don't have a real set time. So you're not pushing for a specific number or specific amount of days. Instead, you're going to try to fast for as long as you can. And when it's time to break, you break. So GYSD, keep us posted. Congrats on being 22 hours in. Greg, 36 hours in, going for 48. I love that. Keep us posted as well. Thank you for sharing. So many different names in here. Sharika shares, I ate a whole bag of tortilla chips last night after completing almost a 24-hour fast. I struggle with getting home so late at almost 11 p.m. after an exhausting job, but I'm not giving up. So kudos to you for sharing this. This is exactly what I'm talking about, everyone. Share the good with the bad. It takes a lot for somebody to share a vulnerable moment like this, because this is also a good learning opportunity for many of us who fall or succumb to something like this. Even for me, yesterday was my refeed. I ate more than I thought I was going to, and I'm going to share that in a little bit. But Sharika says here, so number one, thank you for sharing. Number two, you still push through with a 24-hour fast. Now, here's the thing. You struggle because you get home at late, or you get home so late at night, you have an exhausting job, and it sounds like maybe you're using food to deal with that stress because of that exhausting job. And I'm not saying that food isn't the answer. I think we all know that food technically shouldn't be the answer, but the question I have for you is, did it have to be an entire bag of tortilla chips? And I'm not saying that you can't have that, but was there anything that you ate prior to that? Did you eat a meal before that? Did you try to structure a way to eat before it came to eating an entire bag? And maybe yes, maybe no. I would have to check in chat here, but at the same time, the way I look at it is sometimes preparing and structuring a meal, and I'm sure you're exhausted, so maybe you had nothing. Maybe you were just going through whatever you had in your cupboard or what have you. Maybe you were just trying to fast for the entire day. But I'll say this, if it's time to break, you need to have a backup plan. And this is the problem with many people. And I'm not talking about you, Sharika, but in general, some people might say, I'm going to do a 4-day fast. And then 2 days into it, they want to break. They have nothing at home except junk food. And then that's all they go for. When in reality, they should have already had a backup plan. And that backup plan needs some thinking. That's why it's a plan. You have to start thinking about, okay, if I break, can I make healthy decisions? Is there a place I can go pick up food that's still relatively healthy? It's a matter of really finding what that backup plan looks like. Maybe it's just having bone broth on hand. Maybe it's having fruits or vegetables on hand to just prolong the caloric deficit. So maybe you are taking in some calories, but if it's able to push you another 24 hours or 12 hours or 18 hours, wouldn't that be better than completely breaking with unhealthy food? Again, it's going to vary from person to person, but even for Sharika to share this, I also want you to remember it's not a complete failure. You did a lot before it got to that point, but also even if you look at that as, but Jerome, I could have, then that's fine, right? Because you have another opportunity to do this again. And the next time, maybe it won't be an entire bag of chips. Maybe next time it's going to be a meal, a relatively healthier meal. And maybe you have some chips, but you're so full because you ate earlier as well that you have some control there. Again, it's going to vary from person to person, but I feel like the only way you'll be able to really figure a lot of this out is just by putting these pieces into place. So thank you for sharing with us, Sharika. Thank you. Online entrepreneur says, I'm on my 3rd day. Congrats. Congrats. Share with us. I don't think I've seen you here before either. So welcome. Welcome. Andy says, new to the group. I've been trying to fast for months and failing until now and using the strategies from Jerome. I'm 4 days on OMAD. Congrats, Andy. Working my way towards longer fasts. Thank you, Jerome, and the community. Thank you for sharing with us. And I hope you see it in chat here, how great the support is. It's it's nice to see somebody share that they're doing OMAD and not looking at that as failure. Because I think for many of us, we come in here thinking the only good fast is a prolonged fast, when in reality, remember, if you can't fast for long, you just got to clean up the diet. Easier said than done, obviously. If you suck at the diet, well, then it's time to work on your fast. And if both of those are not good, if both of those need help, then that's where accountability becomes important. That's where imperfect consistency becomes important. Keep working on the fasts. Even as Andy is talking, it's about working on pushing a longer fast. It doesn't mean that tomorrow, all of a sudden, a 3-day fast is going to happen. It could, but at the same time, as I look at Andy talking about doing OMADs, it's also an opportunity to get good at your diet, to work on the way you eat. Because as you continue working on that tool, as you continue working on that diet, you start to work on other things as well. The fasting muscle gets built while you're still working on eating better. If you're getting your steps in, you're working on your exercise lever. If you're going to the gym and lifting weights, when it comes to strength training, you're working on building muscle, adding muscle, keeping muscle, retaining it, keeping the metabolism up by maintaining or increasing muscle along the way. Thank you for sharing with us. Nina, happy birthday. I had a great meal for dinner yesterday, celebrating my birthday, doing 24 hours today. I have 2,046 steps in. I need to prepare for my husband and I need to keep strong. So was your birthday yesterday or is it today? Either way, happy birthday or happy belated. Thank you for sharing with us, Nina. Thank you. Willis, I'm in the zone. My wife has been baking cookies and brownies. I haven't touched a single one. That takes a lot. I can't even imagine the smell in the house with that, Willis. Leanie, I see you in here. You know, I don't know if you're talking about, because Leanie says, I've lost my way after 2 weeks of your program. I don't know if you're saying after 2 weeks of imperfect consistency. Leanie also says skinny people don't know how obesity feels. And, you know, here's the thing is with a lot of this and the way we feel and the way we deal with things, it's different for everyone. Everyone has a way of dealing with things. And this is obviously what Leanie's talking about here. This is a longer conversation because there's probably a big emotional part to this as well. Just know, Leanie, you're not alone. Know that you're not alone. I've been doing this for a long time. A lot of people who are in here have been doing this for a long time. And I think what we're trying to do here is find a way that we can all figure it out together. Remember, the goal here for anyone is to be happy and healthy. And so I want that for you, Leanie, and I want that for everyone here as well. Nicole asks, how do you do rolling 90s? How does that work? So for me, Nicole, rolling 90s is when I would fast for at least 90 hours, which is about a 4-day fast. Usually it was longer, around 93 hours, but I would fast for around 90-ish hours and then I would refeed after. I would eat for about 4 or 5 hours and then I would roll right back into a 90-hour fast. Now, here's the thing, Nicole. Just because I did 90-hour fasts doesn't mean that you have to. You can absolutely try if you want to. But also remember, you don't have to roll into 90s. You can roll into 65s. You can roll into 42s. You can roll doing ADF, 36s, 23 hours even. And the great thing about it is you can just perform rolling fasts. Maybe one day it's a 90-hour, maybe the next day it's an 18-hour. Then the day after that, it's a 33-hour. But the important part here is you're always rolling into it. You are always showing up for yourself. Maybe it even means that you're going to do a 16-hour fast one day, eat for 8 hours, but during that 8-hour period, you're going to eat clean. You're going to eat healthy. because you know that you're not fasting for a long period of time. The only reason I did 90-hour fasts before is because I was eating 7,000 calories. I was eating so much that I had to fast for that long to keep the weight off. But hopefully that helps answer your question, Nicole. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Eunice, did I say your name right? I love your content. You're real, raw, and transparent on your entire journey. That's what I try to be, because I do feel like doing that helps people understand that we don't have to be perfect in what we do. And I say that wholeheartedly. Anyone who's in here, you don't have to be perfect in this. You don't have to do something that somebody says, and that's the only way to do it. You don't have to fast a specific way because somebody on the internet told you. You don't have to eat a certain way because someone on the internet told you. Yes, you can try them out. You can see if it works for you. But you know, the beautiful thing about this too is you can tweak it and you can modify it and you can change it to make it sustainable for you. So thank you, Eunice. Imperfect consistency and giving yourself grace. Thanks for persisting that we don't have to wait for Monday. And you're completely right. And that's the trailing message for many of you here as well. You don't have to wait till Monday. Remember, you want to enjoy yourself this weekend. It's Friday right now. It's probably close to Saturday for some people, or Saturday for others as well. It doesn't mean that you can't enjoy the weekend. It doesn't mean that you can't go out for drinks, that you can't eat what you want. But does it mean then that the moment you do it, that Saturday has to be as bad? Sunday also has to be as bad? Do you have to pretend that this didn't happen? Oh, let me just eat all of this right now because let's just start on Monday. That's what I'm trying to get people to get out of. You don't have to do an all or nothing type. You don't have to have the all or nothing type behavior. Take it from somebody that's lived that life for so long. Thank you for sharing with us, Eunice. Hey, oh my goodness. Hey, I haven't seen you in forever. Hey, it's so nice to see you. Hello, hello. Nice seeing you here. Angie, I completely agree. Angie says, I love having my own numbers instead of fasting for 10, 9, 14, 13, right? We don't have to be specifically set because somebody on the internet told us. Listen, I never came up, nobody told me to do 90 hours. 65s, 42s. That all came from me. I did it because it worked for me. I continue to change things because it works for me. So please remember that, everyone. Remember that. Bad Mash says, why is it that I'm not even hungry? I just eat out of boredom. This is Bad Mash. This is everyone. This is so many of us. This was me for the longest time. Many of us eat out of boredom. We eat out of comfort. We eat because we're stressed. We eat because we're sad. We're emotional. We're happy. We're disappointed because somebody hit our car, because somebody said something to us that we didn't like, because we didn't get whatever we ordered on the internet and it came a day late, or the wrong item got delivered. We find any excuse to eat. It's a habit. It's a habit that needs to be broken. And I'm not saying that here's the thing, eating out of boredom is a habit that needs to be broken, but it's not one that gets broken tomorrow. Eating out of boredom means that maybe as you continue to work on it, you'll have a day where you won't eat, even if you're bored. That's a success. But you could eat again that way tomorrow, and then again that way tomorrow. But you're breaking the habit. That's the whole point of this. You will practice imperfect consistency, realizing that you will be imperfect. You will have bad things happen. You'll have recurring things happen because the habit is so strong, but every day you are trying to show up to break that habit. Hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully for anyone that's watching this, this is helpful for you. Deja. Deja says, don't forget us regulars when you get 1 million subs. It's probably going to be a long time before anything like that might even happen. But thank you. Thank you. GYSD says, hi, Jerome. FYI, I'm not new. I know you're not. I know the profile picture. So no worries, no worries. I know you were the one that went to Maine. So I appreciate you showing up. I won't say your other name on here for anonymity's sake, but I know who you are. So thank you for sharing with us. Thank you for continuing to share with us. See, and this is the bullshit I'm talking about, right? You're supposed to inspire, not let everyone know it's okay to fail. No, this is where you're wrong. This is where the all or nothing mentality comes into play. If you need inspiration, if you need somebody showing you what perfection looks like, you can go to tons of other YouTube channels out there. There are so many out there that talk about it. That it's okay to fail. Listen, I'm imperfect. I deal with my own shit. Last night, I overate. I went over my calorie limit. If that's not inspiring for you, that's okay, right? There's no reason for that. I don't think anyone in here is perfect, because the moment of failure for many of us happens when we think we're not good enough. The moment that we don't want to show up is when we think we're not good enough. That is the bigger issue. That was my issue for the longest time. Oh, I didn't fast for exactly 90 hours. I only fasted for 73. Well, time to binge. Oh, I didn't get 10,000 steps in. It was only 6,338. Time to binge. The all or nothing mindset was my detriment and is many people's detriments as I continue working with other people. Listen, if you don't find it inspiring, that's completely fine. But the thing is, it is okay to fail. It's absolutely okay to fail, because that's how you learn. That's how you grow. If you don't fail, how will you ever get better at what you're doing? I will never be a beacon of perfection. Honestly, the whole reason I was stuck in where I was at was because I would not admit failure in that way. I was always doing the all or nothing bit. So I get what you're saying, but that's also a little short-sighted. Scrolling down, Miss Peaceful One with a $5 super chat. Miss Peaceful One, always with the support. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Miss Peaceful One says, failure is part of success. That is how you learn. Fail forward. And I couldn't say it any better. I mean, I was trying to say it as best or as succinctly as I could, but that's exactly true. It really is. This is how you learn from your mistakes. It's like, for me, as somebody who has control issues with eating, as someone like me who cannot control the way I eat, the volume of control, the only reason it's gotten better over time, the only reason that my eating has gotten better over time is because I continue to still show up even on the bad days. I am not trying to hide it anymore. I'm not trying to pretend it didn't happen. I'm not trying to not show up, because when I don't show up, when I'm not accountable, when I am not honest about what I'm doing, it's so easy to spiral out. It's so easy to spiral out. Miss Peaceful One, thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm going to scroll back up here. Goodness, we're 41 minutes into this live stream. I really enjoy being able to talk with other people on here. I do need to share my stats as well. I also have a coaching call in like 45 minutes, so I need to get this moving as well. But I'll just try to keep a couple more, or I'll try to read a couple more comments here, and then I'll continue moving on. Spike, how's it going? Nice to see you. Let me see here. Greg asks, oops, wrong one. Greg asks, how many hours do you fast now? Right now, I fast around 45 hours. I'm going to share all those stats in a minute. So you'll see all of that in a minute, Greg. Spike says, I'm going to party hard on Saturday when the Brewers beat the Cubs. I hope not. I hope not, Spike. Okay. I'm just going to see if there's anything else on here. Lynn says, what's your strategy on planning a healthy meal, but come home to mom's home cooking with your favorites? What's my strategy? I'm planning a healthy meal, but come home to mom's home cooking with your favorites. I'm not exactly sure the ask here, but like when I come home, if I am not cooking and there's going to be food that I know I don't have control over, there's only so much I can do. It's either I'm just going to pick the healthiest things or I'm not going to eat, or maybe I'll go pick something up somewhere else, but I know that can be a completely different conversation. I know that other people might be upset with something like that. So the way I look at this too, if I know I'm going to, let's say, a family party or a family dinner, and I know it's not going to be the healthiest food, I'll usually fast before that happens. That's a strategy that, I mean, even I know Shauna's in here, Shauna has been doing as well. I will usually, and I did this for my mom's birthday when I first started my journey. My mom's birthday was coming up. We were going out to a restaurant, and I just fasted before we went out because doing that allowed me to then just eat without feeling completely guilty about it. Maybe I read the question wrong, but hopefully that's helpful, Lynn. I get it though. It's hard to be in those situations as well. Okay, so let's get into the stats. Let's talk about where I'm at. We're going to kind of fly through this because I won't have time to get to everything. But like I said, today is Friday, October 10th. Today is day 705 of my journey. Has it been a perfect journey? No, it hasn't. It's been a journey of a lot of good days and some bad days, some hard days, some difficult days, some struggling days. But the good days over the last 705 days have outnumbered the bad days. And I believe a reason that continues to happen is because I show up and I still work on every single lever of my weight loss journey. In the last 79 days of my journey, I have been practicing what I like to call imperfect consistency. So for Greg, who asked what my average hours look like, it's right here, Greg. I've been averaging 46 hours over the last 79 days, over the last 2+ months. I have done a varied amount of fasting. Alternate day fasts, eating every other day, fasting every other day, days where I'll eat 7,500 calories, 5,000 calories, 6,000 calories. But I'll also have some longer fasts, like a 93-hour fast, a 64-hour fast, multiple 65-hour fasts. But I've also gone on a week vacation and still trying to figure things out. Imperfect consistency, right? Yesterday, I completed a 40-ish hour fast again. Today, I'm currently 16 hours fasted, almost 17 hours fasted. I'm not eating at all today. Today is a complete fasting day. I ate a lot yesterday. You're about to see that in a second. Actually, I don't have that up here. I have to add that on there. Before I can continue, Astaria with a $5 super chat. Astaria, you didn't even say anything on here. Astaria, thank you for the support. I appreciate the $5 super chat. Thank you for supporting in that way. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. If you say something, Astaria, I'll highlight it on here. Thank you again for the support. Yesterday was a refeed day for me. Astaria says, I'm at work. No worries. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you again. Thank you again. Thank you so much. I lost my train of thought. I'm in a place where I am practicing imperfect consistency. And even though I have a lot of good days, I still have some bad days. And you know what? That's okay. It happens. I refed last night. Here's a perfect example. Yesterday, I refed. Yesterday, I broke my fast at, I'm going to check here on my time. Yesterday, I broke at 44 and a half hours. And my goal yesterday was to keep my calories under 3,000, keep my protein above 190. And was I able to do that? No, I wasn't. And I'm going to show you that. I have to add that on here because I forgot to add that video on here. But as I'm adding this video, I did add new emoji yesterday. So all of my Finally Fasting fam members, because you all have custom emoji that you can use. I don't know if L is here, but L asked and said, you should add a Brussels sprout emoji. So I did. There's a Brussels sprout emoji. There's a pumpkin pie emoji. There's a scale emoji. And I can't remember what else I added on there, some other emojis. So feel free to use them if you find it, well, for whatever reason is all I'm saying. I put some new emoji out there. So let me share yesterday's refeed if I can find it. Where did I put my refeeds? Here we go. Okay. So yesterday, I need to add myself on here. Yesterday, I started off with just microwave broccoli and cauliflower. I was so hungry. I needed to break. This was nothing special at all. But you can see here how I'm trying to eat clean, trying to eat whole foods, trying to eat foods that are just that have volume but are low calorie. It's a way for me to strategize the way I eat. Afterwards, I had this bowl of salmon and mushrooms. I love salmon. I love mushrooms. Added some garlic to it. Great. Amazing. Pretty clean, pretty healthy. After the salmon and mushrooms, whenever it'll cut to the next scene here, because there's just a lot of eating from me. Jesus, this is a longer clip of me eating salmon and mushrooms. I had Brussels sprouts. This is where you can use the Brussels sprout emoji. Brussels sprouts are my favorite thing to eat. I love eating this. I roast them perfectly. You'll see a clip here of me eating it with balsamic vinegar. I use balsamic vinegar as a dipping sauce. This is a lot longer than I thought it would be. There you go. My favorite vegetable to eat. I've been eating this every single refeed. I can't even remember the last time I didn't have Brussels sprouts when I'm eating on a healthier day. Then I had corn. I added some butter into this. Corn has been my go-to lately. I have to be very careful that I don't eat too much of this because I could eat the entire bag and then some. Anyway, if you've noticed, a lot of vegetables, a lot of meat, a lot of one ingredient foods, meaning whole foods, just fruits, vegetables, meat. This is a bowl of more salmon with white rice with stewed tomatoes. These tomatoes are my favorite as well. They really go good with the rice. They give it some acidity. And if you're all watching this, this is me eating foods that I enjoy. These are foods that I love. You want to know why this is sustainable for me? Do you want to know why I can do this for a long period of time? Because I eat foods that I enjoy. 2 ripe bananas. And then actually, I'm going to answer Johnny's question here because we're going to cut into that in a little bit. Well, actually, let me hide this for a second and then I'll show it. Because after that, I had cottage cheese and blueberries. So again, very clean on the refeed, very clean for this. But was it all clean? Did I have anything else? And this is where imperfect consistency really plays a part. So as I'm eating as healthy as I can, Johnny asks here, do you have a video on how to make the pumpkin pie substitute? This is this pumpkin pie substitute. This is a combination of sugar-free vanilla pudding mix with canned pumpkin, with milk, high protein milk, with pumpkin pie spice. And then it's topped with, I'll either use Biscoff cookies or these are digestive tea biscuits, which are not as sweet and a little on the healthier side. And Deja says, I have the pumpkin pie recipe. So yes, Johnny, wait for Deja. Deja will share that. And that was pretty much my refeed yesterday. That's what I ate yesterday. Now, here's the thing about that refeed. Relatively clean. This is also a reminder for all of you. I ate butter. I put butter in my corn. I cook my vegetables. I cook my salmon with oil. So it's not like I'm just eating the cleanest and keeping things as clean as possible. I am eating other foods, and I'm not saying butter or oil is bad either, but sometimes there's a misconception that I have to eat the cleanest of the clean. And why add oil and why add butter? Because those are things people will ask me as well. And sometimes people will be like, why are you eating so much fruit? Why are you eating? Listen, I do what I can for me. My blood work is optimal. My health is optimal. My weight is where I need it to be. I don't worry about things like that. For me, I'm just trying to eat clean, as clean as I can. But here's what happened yesterday. So after I ate that dessert, and that's my mistake. I didn't film it. I should have. That's me losing accountability. Those digestive tea biscuits, I ended up eating 10 more after that. I ate another 10 of them, just sat on the couch, started watching TV, did it out of boredom, did it out of comfort, did it because I can't even give you an answer. I ate 10 more of those, it was around 700 calories and barely any protein, 5 grams of protein. Where did that put me calorie wise? Remember, my goal was to keep my calories under 3,000. That's not the right slide. Here it is. So if you look at the very bottom there, my calories yesterday was at around 3,700. It's still not the worst. If I didn't eat those 10 extra cookies, I would have been under 3,000 calories. I would have hit my goal for the day. So when I ate all those extra cookies yesterday, did I say, well, the hell with this, I'm going to go order something on Grubhub. I'm going to go drive to Taco Bell and pick up a drive-through? No, I didn't do any of those things. Yeah, I might have overdid it with the dessert, but I'm not living by myself. There are other foods in that house right now that are completely ultra processed, like candy bars and chocolate and bags of chips. Did I go for that? No, I didn't. Why? Because I'm not living the all or nothing lifestyle. I'm not saying, well, I overdid it. Time to just eat everything now. Time to just forget about everything. That's not how I do that anymore. When I woke up this morning, did I say, well, I ate bad yesterday. I guess I'm not going to go for my walk. I'm not going to go lift weights at the gym. I didn't do any of those things. I continue on my routine. I woke up super early in the morning. I went for my walk. I walked 45 minutes to the gym. I lifted heavy today, and then I walked another 45 minutes back. I worked, and I'm currently fasted. Am I going to say, well, I guess I should just break because I ate a little extra calories yesterday? No, I'm not going to beat myself up over that. I'm also going to be accountable and share with you. That's why you see those calorie counts on the screen, because I'm not going to hide about it. I'm not going to pretend it didn't happen. No more of that. No more all or nothing thinking. Instead, practice imperfect consistency. Where did that put me weight-wise? If you look at my last 10 refeed weights and my last 10 fasted weights, you'll see that after a refeed, I'll gain anywhere between 4, 6, 7 pounds. If you look at the very last bullet, that refeed yesterday, eating 3,700 calories, pushed me at 5.8 pounds. Was it 5.8 pounds of fat? No, of course not. How do I know that? Because look at the right side. If you look at the right side, this is what my weight is 24 plus hours after a fast. After a fast, you'll see me drop 4, 5, 6 pounds after a 24 plus hour fast. Was that 4, 5, 6 pounds of fat that I lost? No, that's water weight. That's waste. That's glycogen in my muscles. Remember, do not obsess over the number on the scale. Don't let that scale mess with your head. This is proof that that number is going to do what it wants. How many of you have stepped on the scale, you saw it move up 2 pounds, and then you lose your mind? And then afterwards, you find yourself just eating whatever because you can't control yourself because you got upset by the number on the scale. Look, literally 6 pounds plus 6.2 pounds plus 6.8 pounds. But look at what happens after, minus 5.8, minus 5.4. There's one there that says -9, but I was doing a 65-hour fast. Don't worry about that number on the scale. Worry more about, am I losing excess body fat? Am I retaining my muscle? Am I gaining muscle? Over the last 37 refeeds, I have been eating at around a 5-hour time frame. My average calories per refeed, a little over 4,000. My average protein, high at over 200. My calories per refeed are higher than I need them to be, but I know that, and it's something that I'm continuing to work on. Dacia says, oh my God, I cannot find the pumpkin recipe. Jerome's going to give me crap. He's gone over it 500 times. Okay, I don't know if Johnny's still here, but I'll just say this. If Johnny is, Johnny, grab a pen and paper or just rewatch this when you get a chance. This pumpkin pie recipe is really simple. All it takes is I use, and it's a lot of food. So if you can't eat in volume like I can, remember, this is going to last you a much longer time than me. I can eat all of it at once. That entire bowl that you see, I eat all of it. It's a family size, sugar-free vanilla pudding mix. Remember, sugar-free. You want to keep the calories down. One family size. It's 240 grams of protein milk. I use low-fat Fairlife protein milk. I use about 200 grams of canned pumpkin, and then I add a bunch of pumpkin pie spice. Use it to whatever your tastes are. And then I add 1 scoop of protein powder. That's it. Sometimes I'll add cottage cheese, but it'll make the taste a little blander. Lately, I don't do that because I've just been eating blueberries with my cottage cheese. And then I add either digestive tea biscuits or I add Biscoff cookies. So that's it. That's the recipe. Then you just mix it all together and enjoy. You could probably put it in a blender to really smooth it out if you want, but I'm too lazy to do that. No worries, Deja. No worries. Okay, so to get back into here, obviously, oh, Maggie was able to share it. Thank you, Maggie. Oh, yes. Also, remember, the canned pumpkin is unsweetened. There you go. Thank you. Thank you, Maggie. It's more than just fasting. Like I said, this morning I got up, I went for my walk just like I do every day in the last 79 days of my journey. In the last 79 days, my daily step average is over 15,000 steps. Yesterday's step count over 15,000. My goal is to only average 12,800 every day. Now, does that mean that you need to walk 12,000 steps, 15,000 steps, 16,000 steps? No, it doesn't. You need to do what works for you. I walk these many steps because I live in the city. I take public transit. I have this kick scooter that I use to get around. My form of cardio is walking. I enjoy walking. I do it every morning because I do language learning. I like to put the two together. I like to walk by the lake here in Chicago. That's what I do. For you, maybe it's riding a bike, taking a swim, finding a sport to play. Don't disregard your cardio health. It's also just as important as everything else. Obviously, fasting is important. Your diet's important, but so is your exercise, strength training. I strength train every morning after a refeed. This morning was no different. Even though I ate 3,700 calories yesterday, I was like, I got to put those calories to use. How many of you have eaten so much that the next day you feel so bad, but you do nothing about it? You don't even put the calories to use. You don't even go to the gym and use those calories. That's exactly what I do when I have big refeed days like this. I take advantage of my calories. Just a reminder to keep working on every lever of your weight loss journey. I follow something called the 80-20 rule, which means that 80% of the time I am keeping my calories in check. 80% of the time I am refeeding as clean as I can be. I am fasting. I am getting my steps in. I'm lifting weights. In the last 79 days, I have had 66 80% days where my refeeds are just a little over 3,000. And my 20% days are days where I go out with friends. 20% days are where I'm refeeding at a bar. I'm going to a Cubs game. I am going to a Bulls game. I'm going out to a party. I'm on vacation. Those 20% days, my calories are over 5,000. They're close to 6,000. But look at the frequency. In the last 79 days, in the last 2.5+ months, I have had only 13, 20% days. Yes, it's a lot of calories, but the frequency of it happening is about once a week. That's when I have those 20% days. It also doesn't mean that you need to eat that many calories. I just do that because that's normal for me. You also don't have to do an 80-20 protocol. You could do a 90-10. You could do a 70-30. Do what works for you. Figure it out. You don't have to do an 80-20 at all. I'm just sharing with you what I do that helps me. Sharika asks, where do you buy digestive tea cookies from? So these are hard to find. The only place that I found them are local international markets here in Chicago, or if you have a world market, I think world markets are a little more chain-like. You can go to a world market, they have them there. I think you could order them online, but I just pick mine up from this like local international markets. And remember, these tea biscuits, they're not super sweet. They're really subtle, but they're big. They're not that big. They're like something, but they're like 70 calories per cookie. So if you can control yourself and not eat like 10 or 15 like me, then might be better for you. Claddy asks, do you weigh at the same time every day? Pretty much. I wake up in the morning, I go to the bathroom, I weigh on the scale. I typically wake up in the morning somewhere between 5:45 in the morning and 6:15 in the morning. I don't even set an alarm anymore. For me, I just wake up with the sun. I've gotten so used to my sleeping routine because I prioritize sleep that I just wake up at about the same time. So yeah, around the same time. I don't weigh multiple times. I don't try to like manipulate the scale and weigh later in the day. I say that because I know many of you are guilty of that. Don't lie to me. I know many of you are guilty of that. You'll step on the scale multiple times and I'm not saying that's the wrong thing to do, but for me, I don't obsess over the scale like that. I step on the scale every day because it's a good guide for me. I get up, go to the bathroom, step on the scale, whatever that number is, move on with my life. Next day, let's see but because really for me, what matters is, am I continuing to burn body fat? Am I continuing to lose excess body fat? Am I continuing to keep my muscle, build my muscle? My refeed goals, which I'm not eating today, but you'll see there on Saturday, I'm going to be eating tomorrow. My refeed goals are the same. Under 3,000 calories, over 190 grams of protein. You'll see on the days that are highlighted in green are days I was successful doing it. Days highlighted in red are days where I was not successful at it. Days in yellow means I was in between. I was in between 3,000 and 4,000 calories. I show this as another representation that not every day on my journey is going to be perfect. Not every refeed is perfect. You'll see some good days. You'll see some bad days. You'll see some days in the middle. But it doesn't change my routine. I believe in my system. I believe in my process. You need to figure out what works for you. Take everything that I'm sharing with you, tweak it, modify it for however it works for you, and keep it moving. I showed this yesterday. I really love this chart for me. This is my calorie pace. I have a goal for the month of October. It's not even a fasting goal. Yes, I am fasting, but I'm not too worried about how long I'm fasting for. I am now more concerned about making sure I'm at a caloric deficit by the end of October. I want to be at least at a 10,500 calorie deficit or 3 pounds of body fat. Because why? Because I don't care what the scale says. I care more about, are my shirts going to fit well? Am I still going to have excess body fat on my belly? So this is a chart to just show you where calories in, calories out make a difference. My goal is to just keep myself at a 339 calorie deficit every day. And you'll see the days highlighted in green are days I'm at my calorie pace. Because I ate more calories yesterday, now I'm a little behind. Right now, I should be at least 3,050 calories deficit, and I'm currently at 2740. Is it the end of the world? No, because I'm going to be fasting all day today, which is going to give me an additional 2,300 calorie deficit. And then I try to work with the numbers tomorrow and see if I'm able to keep my weight at bay. So those are the nerd stats. I have about 15 minutes before my coaching call. So we're going to do fit check. What is fit check? That's where I stand back there. That's what I show you what I look like physically. Why do I do that? Because it's important for me to be accountable. It's important for me to show you what I look like, even if I gained 5 pounds, 6 pounds like yesterday. Remember, I just pushed up 6 pounds yesterday, and I'm standing back here because I want you to understand that I am not hiding. I want to be transparent. I know what it's like to eat a ton of food and then not want to show up, not want to be present, be like, I don't want to go to the party. I don't want to go see people. And now for me to help myself, I don't care if I gain 5 pounds, 8 pounds, 10 pounds in a day. I'm going to stand back here and show you what I look like, because that accountability helps me to do what I need to do, which is take care of myself. Before we do fit check, I do this on every live stream. I have been overweight my entire life. As a kid, I have been overweight. I have, in my adolescent years and teenage years, become obese, morbidly obese in my 20s, in my 30s, and even in my 40s. I've been overweight my entire life. I've been morbidly obese pretty much my entire life. Why do I share those photos? So that you understand that I didn't just gain this weight recently. I didn't just gain this weight in my 20s, in my 30s. I have been like this my entire life. Why does that matter? Because I have lost this weight and kept it off for almost 2 years now naturally. I don't take medication. I am not on GLP-1. I've never had injections. I've never had weight loss surgery. I have lost this weight and kept it off through fasting, through good, healthy habits. Remember, it's not just about fasting. It's about my diet, my exercise, my strength training, my cardio, my sleep, my mental health, all of that. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't take medication. I'm not saying that GLP-1 isn't right for you. I'm not saying that weight loss surgery isn't right for you. You have to do you. You have to take care of yourself in the best way that you can. But if you think for a second, right? I just want to put this out there. I thought, I'm 44 years old, and I thought I would have never been able to lose this weight naturally because I have been like this my entire life. But here I am today. Not only have I lost it, but I've kept it off now for this long. I just say it because if you think there's no hope, if you think that you'll never be able, listen, I'm not saying that because I can do it, you can, but if you have had issues with your habits, if you know your bad habits are holding you back, maybe it's time to start changing what those habits look like. So let's go ahead. Let's do fit check. I'm currently wearing, because again, everyone, I'm a little bloated today, so I'm wearing my bigger clothes, but I'm currently wearing a small adult shirt. I normally wear boys shirts, but this hoodie is actually a boys large. This isn't even a boys extra large. This is a boys large hoodie. And the pants I'm wearing are boys, I think 12 to 14 or 14 to 16. So, and remember, I'm bloated, everyone. I'm up like 6 pounds from yesterday. So, front shot. What was my weight today? I think I was 147 today. Just FYI, 147. Front shot. Side. Rear. Side. And I mean, if you really want to see, again, I'm wearing a bigger shirt, so you probably won't be able to tell. This is a bigger shirt. I do wear a compression shirt here. You'll notice this is where belly fat is, right? But that's pretty much That's pretty much fit check. I don't feel as lean today. Obviously, I feel a little bloated today because I ate a lot yesterday. But I want to make sure that I continue to stay transparent and accountable with where I'm at. This is also just a reminder. Don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel shameful just because you're up on the scale. This is me trying to battle that. This is me trying to tell myself, why are you feeling embarrassed? Why do you feel X, Y, and Z? We're human beings. Weight's going to go up. Weight's going to push down. It's going to do what it needs to do. So that's fit check, everyone. This is time for Q&A. I have less than 15 minutes. So if you have questions or if you have anything that you want to talk about, please feel free to ask now. I will answer as much as I can. If there are no other questions, then we'll wrap things up. But in the meantime, if you're looking for help when it comes to fasting, weight loss, or accountability, you can go to finallyfasting.com for one-on-one coaching sessions if that's something you're interested in. If you're looking for an accountability partner or an accountability coach, this is what this is for. You also don't have to do any of this at all. Honestly, everything that I share here is pretty much how coaching sessions work, but it's on a more personal level. I will hold you accountable. It doesn't mean I'm going to slap you on the wrist if you don't do what you say you're going to do, but it's a way to hold yourself accountable in a way that maybe you haven't before. So if that's something you're interested in, you can check out finallyfasting.com. At the same time, if you want to support in a different way, if you go to the link in the live stream of this, if you go to the link in the description of this live stream, you can be part of the Finally Fasting fam. What is that? That's a membership on YouTube. It's a place to support me if you want to support me in that way. If you do, you'll get your name on the intros of these live streams. You get a badge next to your name in chat. I think your name is also a different color. You get to use custom emoji like those Brussels sprout emojis. And if you join the higher tier, you can join us on our Wednesday where we have a second live stream where we do a group coaching session. We all have a spreadsheet that we share together. Other people come on camera, other people talk. So if that's something you're interested in, you can take, again, a look at the link in the live stream or a link in the description of this live stream. So that's all I got. I'll go ahead. I'll see if there are any other questions. Sharika says, what brand is the pumpkin pie pro? Oh, this is Shauna. I think Shauna has made a different version. Actually, I have to ask Shauna about that. Margaret asks, what time is the live stream tomorrow? I don't know. I know, and I know Aisha's not here today because Maggie's also asking. I don't see Aisha today. What time are you live streaming tomorrow? So Maggie and Margaret, let me take a look at my calendar here. Tomorrow's Saturday. I'm actually pretty open tomorrow. I don't know if I can commit to an exact time tomorrow because I have a pretty open day and it could be, let's just say we'll do it after 1 p.m., sometime after 1 p.m. If it ends up being in the morning, don't kill me. It could be in the morning, but for now, let's just say sometime after 1 p.m. Central. It could be an hour or a little after that, but I usually keep the live streams around this time. So let's just go with that. Okay. Devon, you're completely correct. Shopping for clothing must be great. Kids' clothes are much cheaper than adult ones. I couldn't have said it better than myself, or I couldn't have said it better myself. Sometimes I buy t-shirts that are like $4 and I'll buy a pair of pants that are like $5. I recently bought a suit and the suit was so cheap and I didn't have to like alter it at all. It fit perfectly. It was like a boy's large suit that I wore. If people are wondering why I wear boys' clothes, is because I'm short. I'm only 5'3". I can fit into boys large, sometimes boys extra large. I mean, today I'm just wearing an adult small, but I'm wearing that because I'm a little bloated today. Claddy asks, do you use a certain scale that tracks your muscle mass? I do not, but I have gotten a DEXA scan done, and I will be getting another DEXA scan done in about less than a month. I will be getting another DEXA scan done on year 2 of my journey. I got one done on year 1 of my journey. What fasting app do I use? I currently use the Zero app, but I do not recommend it. They are always asking you to pay for something. A lot of other people recommend the Easy Fast app, which I've heard good things about, but I'm also working on my own app. When that will come out, hopefully by the end of the year, hopefully before that even. But when my app comes out, I will recommend that all day, every day. But for now, I use the Zero app, but I do not recommend it. I've only been using it because I've used it since the very beginning. Otherwise, I know a lot of people say the Easy Fast app is great. Happy Bunny, you're very welcome. Thanks for bringing us all together so we can learn from each other. And that's why I love this community. And right, like that's the whole goal here. We're just trying to work on our habits. We're trying to get rid of bad ones. We're trying to work on good ones. And if we're having trouble, then we show up for it and we talk about it. So that's really how I see it. Yeah, BIH says, I've drawn great inspiration from 80-20. It's a really good way to look at life. And if you honestly think about 80-20, in a lot of ways, that's also imperfect consistency. That's allowing yourself to not fast 100% of the time, but 80% of the time, it's like, okay, right? I'm going to make sure my timer's hit. I'm going to make sure I am being aware of what I'm doing. So, I mean, even BIH says here, I punished myself in the past when I fail. And that's exactly what's happened to me in the past. I've done the same thing. So well said. Well said. Okay, everyone, I think that's it for me today. Before I go, hi, Jan. I was about to do my regular thing. Jan says, I'm glad I'm able to watch it live today. Magandang umaga rin, Jan. Kumusta? Mabuti ako. That's the extent of my Tagalog for ngayong araw. Okay. Before I sign off here, Letty, Miss Peaceful One, Astaria, thank you so much for the super chats today. Thank you for supporting in an additional way when you don't have to. I appreciate it. It really helps my channel out. It helps what I do. So thank you so much for the additional super chats. Thank you to all my Finally Fasting fam members. I appreciate you supporting me in that way as well. It means a lot to me. And to all my everyday regulars, thank you for showing up again. Thank you for sharing your story with me, with us. Thank you for being kind to many people who are here. I mean, there are a lot of new people on here today, so thank you for being here. Thank you for being kind to them as well. Thank you for helping them out if they had a question or they were wondering about something. So we'll do this again tomorrow. I don't know exactly what time, but I'll say maybe sometime after 1 p.m. Central. I have less than 4 minutes before I need to jump on my next call. So with that being said, I'm going to do my obligatory wave, but I just realized I have to clear a couple of things out before that happens. There we go. There's my wave. I'll see you all tomorrow. Remember, you're not alone on your journey. We're doing this together every day, every day. All right, everyone, take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.